expound whatever we have learned out of this presentation. Okay, so what is a PTW? Let's begin with asking a simple question. What is a PTW?
Legal documents.
Legal document, okay.
This is a contract between two parties.
Involving in work, permit to work,
Contract between two parties.
contract between parties, between operation maintenance,
Yeah.
or even the contractors, right?
Yeah.
So now we will learn this one in the following slide.
Good question, Gerard. What's the PW? And second question, why we have the PW?
Same work.
Yes, this is the point. Why we have the permit here to site? While we have all the things in the site, why we have the permit? The permit here, we have it to ensure all the hazards hazard in the location associated already identified it, and make a control for that hazard to avoid any risk during the activities. This is why we have the permit. We have to ensure you have to work as a safe, you have equipment to be safe, and the environment also to be safe, and at the same time.
Yes, this is our core values. Please, next slide. So, as what Ibrahim said, PTW is not only involving in a person working. It also involves other like entities. Okay. What about equipment? We are saving also the equipment, right? Most importantly, the people who will going to work in the location. So we also saving equipment. How we can save equipment? Because of the PTW system. How we can save the equipment? Proper isolation, right? We have two types of isolation, right? We have process. What else? Two types of isolation, guys.
Potential
Receiver, receiver.
Electrical.
Electrical. So we cannot isolate first mechanical sides or the valves without isolating the electrical system, right? So in this way, we can also save the equipment, not only the people who will go into work. Now, what else? Can we also save the environment because of the PTW?
Yes, environmental.
Yes, right? Do you agree? Yes. So now PTW is an integral part of a safe system of work. We discussed this one last week. SSOW. Safe system of work. Now it can assist the management of work activities, which is what we are doing now. Including non-routine work, PTW is an important element of an effective safety and health management system. PTW is a systematic process or approach designed to identify, because why we are issuing PTW? Why issue a receiver? Before they will sign the PTW, there are certain steps to follow in order for us to identify the risk or hazard. So first, if you have noticed, designed to identify. What are we going to identify? What are we going to identify?
Hazards.
Hazards. What else?
Potential for condition. Like
The hazards. Controls. What controls? We are going to evaluate based on the identification with the hazards we have. Correct? What else? What we need to identify? Identify the isolation points. Okay? We have to identify the isolation. How many isolation points do we have? There are more. Right? There are many isolation points. So we have to identify the isolation point. Now let's go to communicate. It's not only involving a single party, as what have mentioned earlier by Srinivas, not only involving operation. We also involve maintenance. We also involve
Contacts.
contractors. Yes. So how we can communicate? Who will initiate, by the way? Who will initiate the ZEB hazard analysis? Who will initiate?
Receiver.
Permit receiver. Right? They will come up with a bunch of lists indicating the hazards, the risk, and the control measures. Right? So, communicating, this is also very important. Now, after the work has been completed, we have to communicate. Isolation authority, operation will going to inform the next shift. This is the condition. These are the equipments being isolated. These are the equipment which is still active. Okay? Now, mitigate and control the risk. We have mentioned already in the GHA, we identify the risk, we identify the control measures. In hazardous area, where is the hazardous area in our plan? All is hazardous, right? Give a very specific location which is hazardous to us. Sorry?
RO.
Chemical.
Area.
Chemical dosing, right? So this is one of the examples. So, such as, okay, where are we? Non-standard situations and potentially hazardous conditions, such as shutdowns to prevent any accident. Now, who are responsible for ensuring the robustness? What do you mean by robustness? The integrity of the PTW, integrity of our equipment. Even the people who will go to work, we also have to identify their competence, right? We cannot just allow anyone to perform any job without any certificate if he's not trained, if he is not capable of doing such tasks. What we are going to do, we have to evaluate the person. You are a welder, you are a scaffolder, show us. You are a certified inspector, supervisor, show us. Okay? So, again, going back, we have the permit issuer. Okay? Again, we will not try to, capture from the beginning the process of the PTW. Now, this is only for your understanding how it works and who are the responsible persons. Now, permit issuer. Permit issuer is from whom? From operation, right?
Yeah.
Now, he will be responsible, or the permit issuer is responsible to ensuring the equipment, system, or apparatus has been isolated safely. Through what? How he will ensure that it is isolated? Through his isolation authority, right? Whether the system is being isolated safely, vented, drained, purged, or remove stored energy, if any. Next one, he will going to approve. Once the maintenance team will going to initiate the GHA, he will review. The permit issuer will going to review the GHA. Is it acceptable? In RO area, are this risk and hazard identified? Are the control measures acceptable for him? He can reject. He can accept, he will accept, then he can also reject. So now here it goes. He can cancel or revoke the PTW on completion of the work. Shall stop the work if deemed unsafe. Okay? Stopping the work. This is not the responsibility of the permit issuer alone. This is responsibility of all the workers, even the contractors, even the visitors can stop the work if it is unsafe. Solely responsible for the integrity of the Now, I believe there are issuers, receivers. Nobody, I think no issuers here. Receivers. What about the key safe? How we can ensure that the integrity of the key safe is there? Keys. Usually keys. Yes, there was?
CCR, one copy and one with the PTW, And most of the time we have a common lotto key box is there. We are keeping there and we are writing.
Okay, once you bring the key, let's say for example, instrumentation and EMD. Okay, there is a reference PTW. The box is inside the CCR. So now, how he will ensure, who will go in to bring the key? The maintenance, right?
Yes.
He will bring the key, but how? Do you think you have the authority to check also whether or not the key safe from operation side? How we can ensure that the key safe is in the right?
We can ask the
The right
shifting cell,
location.
show me the key lotto.
Usually, how you bring the key?
Operation once isolate, they
You
will
will
give
go
the
to
key.
CCR.
Yes, they will give the key.
You will go to the CCR. They will give you the key.
Yes. Isolate and they will give
Prior
the
to removing the key in the box, you have to ensure that there is the key from operation side is what? Inside the box. How we are know? How are we satisfied enough to check whether the key from the operation side is there? You have to check, right? You have to check before you bring the key.
Because the box key is given to the department, but whether the lotto key is inside the box or not, how we can